Rumour says Brantu, a historian, found the entrance to Melanam. Well, it does make a degree of sense. Historians tend to find historic things. You know, bloke called Dave down the road doesn't usually go out finding things of interest. I haven't seen you for a while. How are you? Would you like to join me if you don't have any particular plan? Yeah, let's make our dream come true. Alvin joined the party. Doesn't quite make up for having no in-jingle, but it comes close to making up for it, because it is a pretty awesome fucking tune. So I think I have now... Right, I think I'm grasping the system. If you need me in the future, let me know anytime. So, I'm now travelling with my dwarven friend. Have you travelled east to Bonro? I came from the eastern Bono. Gain, who lives there, has the map. Your journey will be much easier if you have it. Fuck you, buddy. Fuck you. I knew about that map. I forgot to check the entire town. I swear I checked the entire town, didn't I? Did I not check the entire town? I could have sworn I checked the entire town. Anyway, I do want to stay in your inn. Would you like to have some food and sleep well? Lovely. So, let's tackle, now we're here, let's tackle a save. Lovely. And let's tackle this third question, which is technically question 1. However, as I said, did them out of order in order to just leave lots of room for this final question. What video game consoles you prefer over others? Now, here's my note answer. Probably PlayStation 2. It was my primary console growing up. Could argue for the Dreamcast, as that was truly my primary console. However, PlayStation 2 lasted longer and gave me more of my favourite games, e.g. Onimusha, DMC, Kingdom Hearts, Shadow Hearts, Legaia 2, Suikoden 4. So there you have it. I think I'm agreeing with my noted answer, because, well, I noted it down. So it makes a degree of sense. Anyway, yay, travelling with Dwarven Friend. So let's have a look at your status, Alvin. You have an anim axe, an anim kind of armour, and a cringe shield. Does that mean I could buy you some extra shit? Probably. Let's talk to you. I'm glad to see you again. I wanted to ask you if you could care to join my party. Not at the moment. I kind of want to explore and, at least do at least one battle with my dwarf friend. But I might come back for you, because you look suspiciously wizardly, or at least priestly, which is the point of balancing my weaknesses, because I don't have much magic. I'm more a physical puncher man. Are you also trying to find Melanum? Yeah, I wouldn't say no to it. Have you got a direction for me? Will you buy me a topaz when you find the treasure of Melanum? If you give me a topaz, I'll tell you a secret. No, I don't think so. That's $500. I'll be the greatest scholar when I learn why Melanam vanished. Why was that? Oh, he hasn't found out yet. I've heard of the runes before. They're supposed to give their owner magic power. Ooh, lovely. Love a little magical power. Yes, lovely. Delightful. I could do with an item shop to repurchase my topaz, but apparently there's no item shops here. I hear there is a great treasure with a mysterious power called the Wind Rune in the cave of Melanam. Ah, really? So this is what my goal is. My goal is to gather these runes, therefore I want this rune that is in the cave of Melanam, but we don't know where Melanam is specifically. And apparently I missed the map. Ah, there's the item shop, hidden, nestled in the alleyways behind here. You've got a massive shop as well. These guys have got way too much, a mirror. Okay. Fuck's sake. For fuck's sake. I think I will repurchase that. I think we'll buy some more potions, because I must admit, more so than most others, I'm using a lot of items in this game. So I'll just buy up a massive fuck-off supply. It's a shame it's quite such a slow process, but there's nothing I can do. As far as I can tell, this is the system. There is no sort of, how many would you like to buy? I would like to buy this many. It's perhaps just that on the sort of, what's the word? On the, oh, I don't know. Just on the edge of time between perhaps when they refined shopping systems, perhaps, I don't know. Or they just went, other people have refined this shopping system, but no, we want to do it awkwardly and make people work for their items. Once I find the treasure, I'll make my son a king. Lovely. King what? King stupid? Because it sounds like fucking stupid. Yeah, you got it. You got it. I'll be a millionaire when I find Millennium. Great treasure is hidden there and I'll get it. Well, one assumes if the system is a potential betrayal. I don't remember clearly, but I think you'll find the answer you were looking for in Millennium. I think you're right. If there is some kind of betrayal system, it feels appropriate that maybe I need to avoid a money-grabbing individual to partner up with. But then again, I don't know how the system works. I just know they can stab you in the back, and they can be friendly and nice. I envy Titujin for their immortality. I wish I were Titujin. Yes. There are about 30 Titujins in the world. Where did they come from? More importantly, where did they go? But I refer you to my previous question, where did they come from? But admittedly, I'm slightly more interested in where did they go. And I think you'll find the answer is obviously Cotton Eye Joe. Very, very roundabout way of getting that song reference. Now, I'm slightly tempted, as especially since battle. There we go, nice. Slightly tempted to go back to the other village to try and explore and find out about this map that I've apparently missed, even though I'm not fully convinced. Oh, he's a nice little axe-wielding man. Nice one, buddy. Nice one. Let's keep punching and axing. Let me axe you a question, buddy. Anyway. So yay for levels and experience. Marvellous. I'm assuming my allies level and experience. Do they? Or is this sort of like a non... No, I mean, they've got all the statistics that suggest it, so I'm guessing it probably is, to a certain extent, beneficial to pick one and stick to one, maybe. I don't know. Or is it simply a case of they will level up by themselves? Maybe they've got... Do they have a sort of... Is it just a companion level, perhaps? I don't know. Again, I have no idea what the system is. I'm just guessing at potentials. If that wasn't already very, very obvious. So let's go back to the question and try and discuss a bit more to the question. As specified, I'll go through sort of roughly what my console history is, although I think it was kind of covered in the previous question as well. But for just in case people didn't watch the previous question, or I didn't cover it in full, we'll just go through my console history. We'll start there. So I think the first ever games I played were on very, very old PC, and that would have been something like Crusader, Netstorm, Flashback, any other? Oh, Witchhaven. I don't think it was literally spelt Witchhaven. It was kind of all one word, so Witchhaven. I think there was a couple of others, but there was a very limited supply. But nevertheless, they were quite interesting, and you know, Crusader, for a long time, was a favourite of mine. But I must admit, that sounds like, because Crusader was also on the PlayStation 1, I think, wasn't it? So that might actually be after. I don't know. I do not know the timeline of it properly, but anyway, one of my first exposures to video games, I think, was PC games and Crusader, the sort of MS-DOS era of games. And so that was, as I say, that was Crusader and Flashback, I think, were MS-DOS. Then Netstorm was a little later. I don't think that was MS-DOS. But as I say, I'm fairly certain Crusader was MS-DOS based. That's because you had the MS-DOS taskbar to access it, maybe, I don't know. That is very much lost in the annals of my memory. Or the canals of my memory, perhaps, I don't know. The annals of history and the canals of my twisted mind, it's lost there. But so we'll stick with consoles, because technically you have said video game consoles you prefer over others, so strictly speaking I wouldn't necessarily include the PC as a video game console as such. It is more yet not a console. it's more than a console, because obviously you can do many other things with it. But you know, whatever. Anyway, we'll exclude PC from the discussion, and therefore it gets a lot easier to tell you the timeline. First console I have ever had was the Mega Drive. I remember it was given to me by my uncle, and probably, I don't know exactly what era of consoles was available then, but I think it was fairly late. It was very much late in its lifetime, possibly even, you know, PlayStations were around by the time I got a Mega Drive. It was very much a sort of second-hand, hey, would you care for this? Yes, okay, I wouldn't mind having that. And so we got this Mega Drive. And some of the games on the Mega Drive were very, very fun. Some of them were very, very shit. I didn't have a huge collection of Mega Drive games. Certainly there was a lot of Sonics, because that was, of course, Sega's flagship thing. I remember having one football-based game. I think there was a rugby-based game, certainly, and I think I possibly had a football-based game, even though I wasn't exactly a huge football or rugby fan, but I kind of ended up with these games anyway. And it is those games that have, at the beginning of them, EA Sports. It's in the game! And that's where I got that from. If you are unaware of the history of that sentiment, I've said it many a time, so I'm sure somewhere on the line, unless you are a particularly new viewer, if you're an old viewer, I suspect at some point in time you must have heard me say EA something. It's in the game, or whatever, or other words inserted in there elsewhere as well. I'm sure I've done plenty. I can't think of any actual examples now, which is always typical. But that tone and the way you say it, that kind of EA Sports, it's in the game, comes from these sort of old Mega Drive sports games from, by Jove, from EA. That's right. And I don't know why, it lives on. It's one of those things where I must have heard it so often as a child playing these kind of sporty games on the Mega Drive that it just ended up being EA Sports. It's in the game. EA Sports. It's in the game. So they live on even now as a phrase. It's very strange, but nevertheless, I suppose it's kind of like Sega. It's kind of, whereas that's iconic for all parties involved. Oh, that's where I never went. So I wonder if this is Gaines' house. I completely forgot to talk to him after all. The regular vessel from Pandam has stopped coming. Something must have happened there. You might want to forget about the vessel and go to another town. Okay, so that didn't help after all. So that must just be a pier to a ship, perhaps. But nevertheless, I didn't question him previously, so for completion's sake, I suppose it's good to question him now. So are you Gain? Well, I didn't have a... No, you're that fella there. Yeah, no, I swear, I see a shelf. Yeah, oh, bravo, mate. There are so many books. Can you not interact with the books in any way other than telling me there's books? Oh, right, no, we've definitely been that way, son. Right, there's nothing there. The item shop is unlikely to be Gaines' house, surely. Unless Gaines happens to be in the item shop. No, we are just in the item shop, right. I'll tell you what we'll do, just in case I die. We shall purchase up another topaz. And buy me a topaz. What would you like? Nothing else. I've bought a topaz, for crying out loud. How much money do you think I have? So yes, EA Sports, it's in the game, was a classic line. Sega has sort of infused many a person, whereas you know, EA Sports is perhaps just me. Said he was going to the tavern, so he should have been in the tavern. I apparently didn't talk to all people in the tavern. Unless, of course, you had to do that dialogue first. But then again, surely that's just the same tavern with two entrances. Yeah, same tavern, two entrances. So you, woman, will you grant me a wish? Yeah, no, we know about you. That's it, yeah. Gain, I just saw him at the weapon... okay. Okay, game. Okay, looks like we're playing silly buggers. Let us see. Is Gain in here? Are you Gain? Gain went into the house next to the dock. You are playing silly buggers with me. Gain? Are you here, Gain? Gain? He sounded like he was looking for someone. He's probably gone home. Where is his home? For fuck's sake. You're beginning to try my patience. And trust me, I have not the patience to try. Where would Gain's home be? Would it be one of these two here? Because I'm assuming he doesn't live in an item shop. Ah, were you Gain? I was looking for you. Here is the map that I promised. Yay, map! Remember though, you can use it only in the field. I received the map. Boo! To the ya-ha-ha-ha-ha! Marvellous. So, let's talk to you as well. I understand you opened the gate of Earth. Yes, I did. Yes, I very much did. It was very much a thing I did. I did it. Nobody else. I did it. And then I got assaulted by a bounty hunter, who could have been sent by you, Alvin. You bastard. Did you send a man to kill me? You son of a bitch. Ooh, I'm now paranoid about who's there and who's not there. F2 to save. So anyway, after the Sega Mega Drive, now I'm sure many people have this habit, so I'm doubting it's just me, but I do have a tendency, if I'm satisfied with a product and brand, I tend to stick with it. So when it came to sort of this idea of getting a new console, the Dreamcast was on its way out, and by that I mean it was coming out, not the unfortunate circumstances of the Dreamcast, which was it was on its way out fairly swiftly. But nevertheless, I'd loved the Sega Mega Drive, and so it was kind of like, this is, when you sort of, I didn't know too much about gaming back then, all that much, but sort of word had spread that, the Dreamcast, you've got a brand new console from Sega, and it was kind of like, okay, yeah, well, it might be worth having a look, and so I did, and I ended up with a Dreamcast because I decided to stick with Sega as the choice of console, because I think it was primarily sort of the timelines again. I don't know, but I think I could have probably gone Dreamcast, PlayStation 1, N64. Was it all around those times, or was the Dreamcast slightly earlier, slightly later? I feel like the Dreamcast was late. Oh Christ, I have no idea. I don't know my generations of console, to be honest. I know pretty much every console, I just don't know when they came out, without reference notes right in front of my face, which I don't have. I have ample notes, as discussed. I have notes on notes on notes on notes, but unfortunately none of them include when consoles came out. But nevertheless, anyway, I had a Mega Drive probably later than most people would have had a Mega Drive. But nevertheless, I had a Mega Drive up to the point where the Dreamcast came out, and then I decided, technically we decided, because it was, my mother played the Mega Drive as well as I did, and therefore it was kind of a joint decision between me and my mother, who, as I say, my mother used to play lots of console games. So we ended up deciding, okay, let's go for this Dreamcast. We've been satisfied by the Mega Drive, so let's try this Dreamcast. And so we upgraded the Dreamcast, and I loved it. I loved it beyond belief. I still love most of the games off the Dreamcast, and obviously, technically speaking, my favourite game of all time originated upon the Dreamcast, which, as should be known by now, because it's been mentioned several times and will be mentioned several times more in this question and answers session, my favourite game is of course Skies of Arcadia. And I first played Skies of Arcadia on the Dreamcast, because that was the original console it was on. Other favourites of mine, like Grandia 2, that, again, admittedly I think that was on more than one console. That was kind of more all-over release, potentially. But again, it was on Dreamcast. I picked it up on Dreamcast, and boom! Loved it. Loved it beyond compare. And it was the Dreamcast that kind of gave me my love of RPGs. Because the Mega Drive was, for me, a lot more kind of just pick up and play games, because of the lack of saving on a majority of games. So it was very much sort of just pick up, play the first level, put it down, pick up, play the first level, put it down. So hang on, where's this fucking map? He says, suddenly realising he doesn't have a pissing map. I thought it was going to turn up in my in my crystal ball. I thought it was going to be a bit more mappy inside of the crystal ball, but I'm not seeing it after all. So item map. Okay, so okay, so that's. I can't say it was a great find, but I also can't necessarily deny it's not half bad to have a map on me. But as I say, I thought it was going to be an upgrade to the crystal ball, but no, apparently not. Anyway, let's find. It was in the pub, wasn't it? Get out of the way, mate. Out of the way. There we go. Pub. Let's go to the pub, indeed. Because I'm going to trade my dwarf in for what a load of poo.